Where do your pets like to sleep? On the bed, under the covers, on the floor, in the sink? Sure, whatever. You ready, T-Rex? Let's start this Not in a Hurry Sunday. Are we not in a hurry? How about you? Out of the sink. We're going out. 29 degrees at 8:40 a.m. on December 1st. This is the first day of meteorological, climatological winter has arrived in New England and the nation. And we do have an ice bucket challenge this morning. And we do have ice. This is how much rain fell on Thanksgiving. I got close to an inch of rain, and I got close to an inch of ice. And there's not a lot of wind, and it's really interesting that it's coming from the southwest. Remember a couple of weeks ago we were talking about that storm where it was snowing in Pennsylvania and raining in Vermont? We had colder air coming in from the southwest. It's happening again. Look at the surface map this morning. The low to our north has intensified over Labrador, and it's down to about 980 millibars, and you'll have to look really hard to find the high pressure system, and it's way down over the southeast. Looks like dual high pressure systems, about a 1021 over eastern North Carolina and 1025 over the Florida Panhandle. And wind is air moving from high to low, and that is a record cold high pressure system over the southeastern United States. And there's another record cold high pressure system over northwest Canada, and there are the blue dots indicating where records were set this morning. Now, in western Canada, it was 30 below zero. And in North Florida and Georgia, it was in the 30s and 20s all the way through South Carolina and Georgia this morning. So a hard freeze advisories off to our south. And this unusual shaped flow has been here now since Thanksgiving, really, and it's been snowing for 3 days in the lee of the Great Lakes and parts of New England. Jay Peak, Vermont, snowing again this morning. Definitely an overachiever at Jay, where we're passing about 15 inches since Thanksgiving. It is a powder day at Jay, and ropes are dropping even on natural snow trails. Can you do that for us at Stowe on Tuesday? Yeah, sure. Vale and Jay are different beasts. All right, the garden's not doing so well. I guess that rose, that's going to be our last rose that'll still look like that in January. The eggplants got toasted last night. Those hot peppers are still going. And there's the eggplant. And crunchy garden and our poor tomatoes. They made it all the way to November 30th. Good job, tomatoes. You guys can come in the house. So here we are. I'm still harvesting tomatoes. And meanwhile, in New York, it's just, let's start with last night. Buffalo Snow King going by Highmark Stadium. There's been thunder snow near where the Bills are playing in a game tonight. And the stadium, the snow band has since moved south from the stadium. You know, these snow bands, here's the radar. The snow bands, any one snow band, is only about 10 miles wide. And then you move north out of it and there's no snow on the ground, or south out of it. So who got the most snow? Before I tell you that, I want to show you this. My favorite was last night, the 17th annual Christmasville Fire Truck Parade in Lancaster, New York. That's just near Buffalo, just east of Buffalo. Taylor Epps, great job with the play-by-play. Very festive. That looked kind of more fun than our big elaborate Thanksgiving parade in Plymouth, where it was pouring rain. It was pouring snow. We were just in a drought. Remember that? We were just in a drought like 3 weeks ago. How much snow? Who got the most snow? Well, we've been talking about it, the potential for 30 to 50 inches of snow over the weekend, and it looks like, what's it called? Something's Corners. Oh boy, I forgot the name. Just south of Watertown, New York, coming in with 46 inches of snow since Thursday. And these snow bands keep shifting around. And so who's up next? Let's go to the HRRR. Now, the air is becoming a little bit drier, but it's still low barometer, very unstable, so cold up in the sky. It's getting even colder up in the sky, so even though the air is getting drier, that's what colder air usually does, the snow is going to keep coming in off the lakes, and it's making it into Vermont too. Look at that. A few inches near Mount Mansfield, and Jay is going to overachieve again. And if we stop it there, it goes out only till 1 a.m. now on Monday night, Tuesday morning. And the bullseye, or the most snow, looks like it's going to be near Cattaraugus. Is that how you say that? South of Buffalo, 28 inches possible. So another 28 inches. So some spots, if that snow band ends up going back to where we've already had the 45, some spots could end up with more than 5 feet of snow from this event. Now, this event is only going to ease a little bit in the middle of the week, and then another event, the event of the winter perhaps, is coming at us this week in the form of an Arctic front with a wave of low pressure, more like it's a bombing storm. It's going to be a bombing storm. It's going to bomb after or as it goes over us and out. And so I showed you the high pressure system over the southeastern United States. And the next high upstream is in Western Canada. And we've been talking about where is the minus 40 degree isotherm, and minus 40 is the same at Fahrenheit and Celsius. And there are 3 spots now, and it's in Alberta, Canada. So it's coming even further south to 60 degrees north of latitude. And we're not going to see that minus 40 degrees get into the United States, I don't think. But places where there may be some snow on the ground out there in Montana and North Dakota may get to minus 20 or minus 30. But the heart of this next cold front is actually going to come right over New England. And if we ever got to minus 40 this time of year, that would be all-time December cold. So it's not going to happen here. We're going to probably get to 0 degrees on the backside of the next front that's coming at us. So talked about these waves of low pressure missing us off to the south, and the Weather Prediction Center actually puts a low just south of Cape Cod this evening. So there's a colder front going south. And yesterday, I think I mumbled something about a warm front tomorrow night, Monday night, and I don't know where that came from. There may be a warm front on Tuesday night and Wednesday, but it's a colder front coming at New England, and we're going to stay. Boston last night did get down to 28 degrees, and we're going to stay on the colder side through Wednesday. It may warm up a little bit on Wednesday, and then comes crashing down again Thursday, Friday. A couple of the coldest days we'll probably have for any December weather we have this year, and it would rival kind of January and February. So let's go to the Euro and put it in motion. And here is the little wave going off well to our south. Today, high pressure moves off the southeastern United States. That low in eastern Canada that's so strong finally starts to pull out, and you have actually a little bit of a tightening of the pressure gradient around here with the 510. See that 510 circle north of New England? That is a wayward polar vortex. It's a mostly dry vortex, but very unstable. So snow showers continue in our mountains, and then that 510 kind of pulls out. And now you see the front coming at us tomorrow night. And then on Wednesday, it's coming across the Great Lakes states. And boy, that is just a wrapped up gyre in the atmosphere. It's a wave on an Arctic front, more like a storm on an Arctic front. Usually clippers don't have much moisture, but this one is so energized. I'm going to stop it now Thursday morning at 7 a.m. You have a 993-ish, 995-ish low near Watertown, New York. A bagginess in the atmosphere. Heavy rain and sleet and snow in eastern New England from Cape Cod to Maine. This is looking stronger and stronger every day, as there is going to be an almost instantaneous redevelopment of low pressure over the Gulf of Maine. That thing's going to kind of jump right over us to the ocean being an energy source with warm and moist air over the ocean, of course. The water temperature out there is still about 50 or so. And this is just record cold. And then as we put it back in motion, the storm jumps into the Gulf of Maine, and our snow squalls come back right to the coast. Anybody may have icy roads here by Thursday afternoon, and then wicked windy. The slow is going to deepen into the 970s and 960s. North in the eastern portion of Canada, it's just off the map. I'm not going to show you that again like I did yesterday, but it goes down to about 967 north into Labrador, and we just have wicked winds here on Friday, and upslope snow will be gradually ending, and I think that a place like Jay Peak probably gets a foot or two of snow from that, if not more. And then the wind and the chill, and Wind chill warnings will probably be up here on Friday, and then Saturday they start to ease, but it's still cold. Now the high pressure system goes right over us, so when you get high barometer cold by Saturday night and Sunday night, we may have record cold, and the coldest will be at lower elevations. It just starts to warm up aloft, and then when we get into the following week on Monday and Tuesday, now the front is going to lift north, and we actually going to get a warmer wave coming in here. It'll probably have some precipitation with it, and then it looks like a wavy front, and it goes out to 240 hours. That is late on Tuesday, December 9th or 10th there, into the middle of the following week, and it shows the warm side of the front for us, with green being rain. And what is that? About 1,004 millibar low somewhere in northern New York, but the stakes are very high. We have sort of a Bermuda high influencing New England, December style. It's not going to be that warm. And there's another Arctic boundary just north of Minnesota there, and you can see the 504 thickness and 498 thickness up there in central Canada. And at the same time, there's a 1046 millibar high pressure system over the Rockies, and that's where you could see minus 30 and minus 40 coming out into the northern plains, where it's much more likely to get those kind of temperatures in about 10 days. So that would be a New England warmer wave briefly, and the jury is still way out on whether that front sets up to our north or right over us or to our south. Makes a huge difference. I think the GFS was actually farther south. I saw some guidance that had GFS putting us on the cold side. Yeah, we are on the cold side. All right, that's the end of the weather forecast. Sad news from Killington yesterday. Ray Alba in the stands with thousands of other people on Michaela's second run, and she was coming down. Everyone was stoked, and then right as she came around that real steep corner toward the finish line, she lost an edge and did a somersault and went barreling into a gate and then into the fence, and she really bruised and cut her hip. She says, something stabbed me, and it could have been either the gate or the fence. I know I've fallen on that trail right there. That is a scary, steep spot on Superstar. Sorry to hear that. And the other American ladies, I think, are in 5th and 6th place, and there's more racing going on today. Very cold and fast. I'm sure they groomed it up, maybe even salted the course yesterday. So the skiing goes on. We are headed north this afternoon. Gonna miss you, Steve. Yesterday for the Enmore, brother Kevin got out the 30-foot ladder, and he did a roof inspection at his house. The roof there, and he actually built that house for my parents back around 2000. He says, my 22-year-old roof is starting to show some age, but still looking pretty good. And like many people in Cape Cod, Kevin is a man of all trades, a fisherman and a worker, and can drive a truck and a bulldozer and operate a shovel, and he changed out all his he put ethanol in all his engines, so I got to listen to the leaf blower, and then the chainsaw, and then the weed trimmer as he winterized his engines, and I was up on a 30-foot ladder cleaning gutters. One of my least favorite projects, but at least there's a good view up there. And I did a little talk, and then I did the sunset there on Fallons Pond. Very pretty day yesterday, and I think the time lapse I'll probably show from Weymouth, because I saw the sky in Cape Cod wasn't too interesting yesterday, and here in Weymouth it does look interesting. These are actually warm air advection clouds. These are cirrus clouds, so there is a wave going off to our front. So don't be surprised with another front coming through here if you see some snowflakes in the air at your house, and the water in your bucket is ice until further notice. This cold wave is going to get colder and colder until the second week of December. We'll have a warmer wave. All right. And more from yesterday. Talk to you again in 24 hours. Oh, I forgot to check my rain gauge, which is now an ice gauge. On Thanksgiving, we picked up 0.72 here. I want to see what happens if I try and get the ice out of there, or water out of there. 0.73. You're not supposed to freeze your rain gauges. It's pretty. I'll let this melt a little bit more. And I don't think I'm going to get a lot in here this week. Cool, huh? All right. Steve at the cat mitt. All right, the Enmore from yesterday. Beautiful. Saturday afternoon, 2 o'clock, not a cloud in the sky. Just had a hawk glide by. Sorry, I missed it. Not a lot of Enmore today. Maybe an easy edit. Do some traveling. How you doing? Hey, little helper. Want to help rake the leaves? I want to do some roof work. We got to clean out some gutters. Gutter guard. Yeah. That's a fun job. Not. Especially if you got a crooked hill that you got to put your ladder on. Nice to have a brother to help, though. A lot warmer up there in the sun, though, I guess.
Oh yeah, it's nice. A little breeze though.
A little breezy. Where's the sun? There it is. I see it. And there's our dog that blends with autumn. You'd rather be out here in the chill than inside by yourself watching TV alone, wouldn't you? What do you see? Oh, another dog. Nice to go play with Maggie. I did experiment one year leaving the leaves on the grass thinking maybe it would protect them, but the grass kind of died out. Interesting that the clovers seem to be doing pretty good underneath the leaves. Actually, we got clovers over here now too. A good nitrogen supply, right? But these leaves are going in the worm chow. Gotta get the leaves out of the gutter too. Dad gave me that gutter leaf guard, I don't know, 15 years ago, and I put it in like 10 times and it keeps blowing out. So, gotta come up here. And it's been so long since I cleaned it. My leaves are composting up here. Worm chow up in the gutters. Me and my rake, so quaint. There are literally 4 leaf blowers going within 2 houses. Yeah, I have anger issues. I'm down to Cape Cod for peace and quiet. No such thing as peace and quiet. How about a little piano music? And some nat sound of after the leaf blowers turn off. Not a cloud in the sky, according to this webcam, huh? I saw 1 or 2 cumulus. Oh, good. Well, he turned his leaf blower off. What's that you got now? Chainsaw? Cool. Yeah. Love you, bro. That's good. Hope it doesn't run. Maybe he's just running the gas out of it for the season. That's what it was. Good. Doubtful. And there's always earplugs. Kevin's got earplugs. Jeff, he cut up your wood for you. 63-year-old house, but the roof's only about 5 years old. And I'm just about the same age as the house, and this is my least favorite job. This is the pool, the end of a picket of a fence. And I cleaned out the worm farm and the gutter up here at, I don't know, only 25-foot elevation, but it feels higher, doesn't it? You see the sun over there? Oh, now he's got the trimmer. So what he's doing, he's running ethanol through the gas tanks of the blower, chainsaw, and trimmer to winterize the gear. Winterize snow guns. Pretty close to my least favorite chore, but it's in the books. I don't even think I did it last year. Got woodpeckers. Think they'll still be here in the spring? There we go. Workers are on break. Sunset breather. Not even 4 o'clock. So maybe we can play you out with a time lapse. How about from Weymouth? Because I've been on the Cape all day and that's the only cloud I've seen other than a couple of puffies. So time lapse from Weymouth. And that sound from Dennis. Close up the summer house and head for the winter house. Although we do come down to the summer house in the winter.